Good morning, guys. Get ready for today. I told the Discord chat I would do this in the morning, so I'm doing it. But it's not staying on long. Good morning, FOMC. All right, that's it. I kept true to the bet. I want to trade with my whole setup on. Good morning, guys. Get yourself prepared. Big day. Doc Brown. Who's Doc? Yeah, Doc Brown. Yeah. I'm ready. The human. I got made fun of for how big these were. They're pretty big. Hey, at least I kept true to my bet, right? Chat goggles. I need these goggles for people in the chat sometimes. All right, so today should be fun, should be interesting. FOMC, 2 o'clock, and then no, I can't wear them the whole time. That's too distracting. And then Jerome Powell, 2:30. So it's going to be interesting, right? This is going to be a day where we just have to sort of watch and see. We got to watch and see, what the action is post FOMC meeting. You guys know it's usually a 2 It's usually a two-legged move. You usually have a move at 2, and then you have another move at 2:30, so it's going to be quite a lot. We don't want to get too biased to either direction, especially not post 2 o'clock, because there's going to be a lot of reactionary moves. There's not going to be a single move that maybe sticks. It's going to be back and forth. These are the days you got to be careful, guys. And usually on days, almost every single time on a FOMC day, I really don't trade the same size that I typically do. So this is a day where I scale down pretty heavily. I don't want to get involved in taking emotional, irrational decisions when the market starts really getting volatile after 2 o'clock. I want to make sure I can wake up tomorrow morning and be safe. That's my goal today. I always focus on the next opportunity, and a single opportunity like today, which might be some nice volatility, can also be a day where I wake up tomorrow and really regret doing something emotional. So that's how I look at things. I know some people may not look at it that way, but that's how I look at things. I want to make sure I'm alive to trade another day. And today definitely will show us some opportunity, but it can also really clap some people. So just play it safe. 2 o'clock, 2:30, Jerome Powell, FOMC. What are they going to say? What's their tone going to be, right? We'll talk a little bit about it today, some of my thoughts on it. But I'm not going to get too deep into it, guys, because we can hypothesize and theorize as much as we want. But what we really need to do is pay attention to what the market does. What's the market reaction? How's the momentum look? Which way are we moving? Is there continuation? All of that. That's the stuff we want to focus on, the real-time movement, not hypothesize, theorize, predict what's going to happen, right? So let's do it. Let's get started. So today, the 27th, futures earnings economic calendar. So as you guys know, let's pull up real quick the earnings calendar from this morning and yesterday. So yesterday, you guys know we had Google, Microsoft, right? Which were both misses on both sides. The stock sort of held up, I think, based off guidance. So Google, Microsoft were the big ones yesterday. Enphase did pretty well. Chipotle did. I don't think Chipotle did very well, but Enphase did well. But Google, Alphabet, and Microsoft moved higher post-earnings after missing top and bottom line. But as you guys know, I think the reason for this is because the market is very forward-looking, right? If they come out and say that their 2023, 2024 is going to look good, then the market's going to like that, right? They don't care so much about what is now and, as of right now. They're looking forward. They're forward-looking. So that's a positive, right? When a company comes out with good guidance, or at least a better than expected guidance, then yeah, it's a good thing. And that's why I believe the stocks did move higher. None of the stocks moved outside of their expected moves, so both calls and puts got hit on both sides again, right? As usual with earnings, just implied volatility crush, and just another reason as to why you do not play earnings. Right there, Alphabet and Microsoft. Today, this morning, Shopify, right? Shopify, Boeing. This morning, Shopify did not do well. Shopify is moving lower, breaking a very important level. And Boeing actually did pretty well, better than expected cash flow. And I think that is everything for Boeing, their cash flow. They need to see if they're having positive cash flow. And it seems like they are, and they're expecting it to be higher in the future. So could be sort of a turnaround time for Boeing here. I would assume that they should be doing better, right? Airline travel is back to a decent amount. Companies are buying planes again. So, definitely something to watch, right? Nicola, thank you. I mean, if you see it there, then, sorry for that mistake. I'm not going to change it right now. Boeing. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching Boeing, because this is a stock that has not came back from, that the COVID hit, and it's something that should be monitored. So Boeing definitely on watch for me. Spotify did well. Waste Management didn't really look at it. Today after hours, you got Meta, Ford, Qualcomm. Thursday before open, not much. Valero, Oil Company, Southwest, MasterCard, Altria. And then Thursday, tomorrow after hours, guys, Apple and Amazon. That's like the biggest thing. Apple and Amazon, these are the big ones. I mean, Apple's the biggest, obviously. and Amazon is also very large. So tomorrow after hours is crazy. This is going to be very influential to the market, and it comes right after an FOMC meeting today. So you have FOMC today, and then you have Apple. Do they complement each other? Do they cancel each other out? How does that happen? Don't ask me, guys. I'm just here to watch and to try to trade it. I'm not here to try to predict what's going to happen on this. So Apple, Amazon, and then Friday we have ExxonMobil and Chevron, which actually are pretty intriguing because XLE has started to heat up. It did pull back yesterday, but the XLE pullback seemed pretty healthy to me. Can someone... The XLE pullback still looks decently healthy to me after yesterday's pullback, and I'll show you why. I'll show you some analysis on that. So that's earnings. Economic calendar. Obviously, guys, big stuff today. Right here. Fed funds target rate. Fed Chair Jerome Powell press conference. So that's today, guys. That's at 2 o'clock and 2:30. My assumption right now, I'll just give you my very basic assumption. I have not done much research into this. I don't really care to do much research into this. Because I'm just trading the momentum, guys. I'm trading what the market reaction is, right? So I'm not going to go all night here sitting at my computer trying to figure out what is going to happen if this happens, if that happens, what's this guy saying, what's this analyst saying. I'm just going to watch what happens, right? I'm going to trade the reaction. I'm going to try to make money off the reaction. So Fed funds target rate, my assumption is that as of right now, 0.75% is priced into the market. I've looked at the /ZQ, and that's about what is priced into the market. So I don't expect there to be a large reaction if we get a 0.75%, a 0.75 increase. Where I think you get large reactions is what is the future plan? Does the future plan change? Do they have to get aggressive? Does their tone get more aggressive for future rate hikes because inflation is not slowing down? That is where I think you get a reaction. So if they say 1% is on the table, or even if they give us 1% today, then I think things get a little aggressive, right? But if they just come out and say 0.75 as expected, I don't expect a big move off that Fed funds target rate. I think bigger than this, right, is tomorrow. GDP, right? GDP is huge. We got to see, does that come in negative? Does GDP come in negative? That is really going to be very important, in my opinion. And then obviously the inflation index. So a lot of stuff going on here. I don't expect there to be the large reaction today if you get what the Fed has already talked about. If the Fed talks about what they've already planned out, the market has already priced in that possibility. When things go off the tracks, right? When things go off the tracks, if things get too hawkish or maybe they're too dovish, that's when you get reactions, right? But I will say, guys, so far this year, it seems as though the Fed sort of does what they say, right? I think they do that on purpose. They do not really go outside of the borderlines without preparing the market before they actually say it. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think the Fed has not traditionally gone outside and surprised the market so far this year. They've basically done everything that they've prepared the market with their words, what they've said. But at times they have to get more aggressive, right? So we'll see what happens. I'm not, you guys can theorize as much as you want. I'm not going to get involved in that because it really is just a matter of watching the market and trading the reaction. And that's the best I can do. So let's do it. Tesla, we'll look at Tesla retest. Really like this today. It's a nice bullish setup. However, as you guys know, FOMC today, right? You can't just take Tesla calls because of the technical setup today. It just doesn't work, right? Today is not the day to be trading solely off technical analysis. I'll say that as someone that trades solely off technical analysis. I understand that today is not the day to trade off technical analysis. Why is that? Because there is major macroeconomic events that will totally invalidate any technical analysis that you do post 2 o'clock, right? It does not matter that Tesla is holding a certain level. if the Fed come out and say we're raising 2.5% today. You will go straight to the downside and you will break every technical level that you're looking at. So it does not matter what technical levels you're looking at post 2 o'clock. Today is not the day to live and die by technicals when there's major macroeconomic events. Tesla retest levels, we'll look at them. Google, Microsoft, we'll look at those post earnings. XLE, I like the pullback. I'm going to be watching this. Apple, very nice hold on Apple as well. So I'm going to be watching this as well. Boeing had earnings this morning and actually is holding up very nicely. I want to show you guys the Boeing chart. Retail, I want to watch retail today. What is yeah, Dante's Inferno is right. So I want to watch retail today. I want to watch Walmart, Target, Costco. What do they do? What's day 2 of the big drop look like? Is it a comeback? Is it a continuation to the downside? I want to at least understand what's going on here. So definitely going to be watching some of those retail names. Shopify breaks the downside channel, and AMD has been outperforming a little bit versus its counterpart NVIDIA, and I want to show you guys that as well. Gumbo Limbo? Yeah, let's go to Gumbo Limbo. I'm down. All right, let's get started. NASDAQ. So here is an exact example of what I'm talking about when I say that technical analysis just does not matter as much during macroeconomic events such as FOMC and such as corporate earnings. And this is the example right here, guys. So if I go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see that yesterday we broke below the 12,250 level, right? We broke below that level. And that was the reason why we started to slip, because we were watching 12,250. This was a previous high and this was a previous support level. We said yesterday on stream, if we break 12,250, there should be downside reaction, right? And that is what we got. So you see we got the downside reaction. We got the retest. Very nice little break and retest right here. Boom, boom, beautiful, right? You break 12,250. You come back into it. You turn it into resistance. That is your short entry. That is the ideal short entry. Let's say you're a futures trader. This right here is your ideal short entry. You break, you retest, you retest, you retest, and you drop to the downside. Yeah, I did change it to subscribers only, but somehow these bots still are able to say things in the chat, which I just don't understand. Even though it's subscriber only, they still are able to text. It doesn't make any sense. So NASDAQ broke 12,250 and rejected it 3 times here. That's a perfect short entry for, let's say, a futures trader or even trading, let's say, QQQ puts, right? That's gorgeous. That's exactly what you're looking for. This is the exact thing that I tell you guys every day, right? Instead of trading the breakout, look for the break and the retest and then have it prove to you that it's going to hold as resistance, right? So that was very nice yesterday. Now I'm going to get to my point in 1 second. Let me get this green box back so that we can see this zone. So my point here is that even though we broke that 12,250 and the downside started to come in, let's say if you took scalps, great, right? You did the right thing. You didn't get emotional through macroeconomic news. But let's just say that you held on to a QQQ put into today. You had no regard for earnings. You had no regard for Google, for Microsoft, for anything coming out after hours. You just said, I'm trading this based off technicals. I want to play to the downside. It broke 12,250. I think there's more to the downside, and I don't care about anything that comes out after hours. This is an example of why you just cannot ignore macroeconomic events, because you can see in the after hours, we just got a ridiculous straight up move off of Google and Microsoft guidance. And this is an example for you guys as to why you cannot trade technicals during these events. So I just wanted to point that out. Here's a live example of it. And this is why things are volatile and dangerous to hold during this week. So anyways, with that out of the way, we are back above 12,250, right? We're right back above it. Do we hold it today or do we break it once again? That's really all I'm watching. Before 2 o'clock, do we hold 12,250 or do we break it once again? That's the biggest thing, right? For me, Do you break this again and do you start to break down once again before 2 o'clock? Or do you just hold it and sort of consolidate here until 2 o'clock, 2:30? That is very possible, right? It is very possible that we just see a total chop fest until 2 o'clock. Totally possible. And then we get our reaction. That is 100% possible and likely what may happen, because there is not going to be many people wanting to take large, or there's not going to be much belief in one direction before an event like today at 2 o'clock. So continuation, I think, will be hard to find today before 2 o'clock. I would be very cautious trading in the potential chop before FOMC. You might just chop above this 12,250 today until 2 o'clock. And then you see, can you get your push maybe towards 12.5, or do we break back down below 12.250? That's my plan as of right now. I will scalp Kasim if I see price action. If I see price action. If I do not see price action before 2 o'clock, I'm not going to do a thing. If I don't see the NASDAQ making a direction, if I don't see it breaking down, if I don't see it pushing higher with continuation, with good price action, then I'm going to be very careful today, because there is a very good chance that we just chop here until 2 o'clock. Then we see what the reaction is. I would say your reaction is likely towards 12.5 or maybe below to yesterday's lows. That's about the range that I would expect. So 12.5 is something I'm watching, and then the lows around 12,000. So that's the NASDAQ, guys. Here's the ES, and this is something that I'm thinking about as well. The ES, I'm going to go to the 90-day 1 hour. The ES held. It broke the 39.50 level that we talked about, right? We got our flush through 39.50. That was our first level we were watching. And next we were watching the 39.20. You can see the 39.20 was the previous highs right here. And you can see that it went ahead and it held that level, right? It held that level. Yesterday, it moved to the downside. It broke the 39.50. That's where things got aggressive. You can see after 39.50, things started to slip. But we got that 39.20 double top intraday. And that is where we ultimately held. In the after hours, boom, straight up to the upside because of Google and Microsoft. Now, what do I think can happen today? I believe, as of right now, my belief is that you are going to chop here above 39.50 until FOMC. I think you're going to chop here and do nothing until 2 o'clock. And then 2 o'clock, you will see a reaction. 2 o'clock, do we get our break of 39.50 and 39.20? Or do we see a move back towards 4,000? That's really what I'll be watching. If I don't see anything big happen in the early morning, my belief, I would say by at least 10 o'clock, guys, if you don't really see anything by 10, 10:30, maybe 11, I would say let's just hold off here. This is probably going to chop until this event. So that's my mindset right now. I've seen it before. I've traded through many of these events, and that's typically what you see. You see a very slow morning, and then you start to see the reactions come in. There's not going to be much conviction to a single direction before a major macroeconomic event, right? So remember that. ES, 39.50, 39.20, huge levels to the upside 4,000, okay? Same levels we've had. YM is at the same exact point as well, guys. I mean, it barely moved yesterday. So you can see this is a bullish technical formation, right? This is a bullish technical formation on the Dow, a previous rejection point, turning into about a week-long support. That's bullish, right? That if you just look at the technicals, that is a bullish technical formation. However, you have macroeconomic events that could totally invalidate this, right? You have to remember that. So, previous double top into support, 31,700 up to around 32.1. So you can see, 32,100 here and 31.7 here. So you have about a 400-point range. That probably stays within until today, 2 o'clock. Do you get a push into the 3,200 or 32,000, or do you get a push down into the 31,700, and do you break below? That's what I'll be watching today. Which direction does this break, and where does the continuation come in? Yeah, I would agree. It's probably better to trade the reaction tomorrow. I would absolutely agree. The market sometimes takes a day to digest. So yeah. There is absolutely nothing wrong with not trading today, guys. Do not let the excitement and the hysteria on Twitter and on YouTube and on Instagram make you think that today is the best day in the world to trade stocks, because that is not true at all. Because that is Today is the most dangerous day to trade stocks, potentially, right? You could get a 2 o'clock move like this, and you could get a 2:30 move like this. It happens all the time. It's happened many times before, and if you are a newer trader, then I would recommend to stay very far away from days like today. Okay, previous rejection into a really nice support here on the Russell at 1800. That is a bullish formation. However, macroeconomic events, do you break 1800 or do you go up to the 1850? That's what I'd be watching today on the Russell. So pretty much, guys, nothing has changed. Same levels from yesterday, 12,250 and 39.50 on the ES. The only thing that has changed is that yesterday you saw a little bit of a slip through that level and you quickly came right back above it. So you saw a little bit of a move to the downside intraday and you just popped right back above it off of Google and Microsoft earnings. If you said yesterday, right, and no one, right, there's just no way to predict something like this, right, guys? And this just again proves my point that it's just so difficult. Unless you said to your friend saying, I think Microsoft's going to miss on earnings, miss on EPS, miss on revenue. It's going to drop in the pre-market or in the after hours. Then it's going to hold, and then it's going to pop on the guidance, and then it's going to move a little bit lower. Unless you said that exact thing, then, you just have to accept that this is just such a hard time to try to understand what's going on. And the best bet is to money manage, protect your capital, survive through these events, and just take it slow. Take it slow. Don't let these events try to hype you up. All right, let's continue. Tesla. So Tesla, I really like this retest. If there wasn't FOMC today, I would be all over this. I would be all over this if Tesla did not have this retest. Or I'm sorry, I would be all over this if today there was no FOMC. Right? That's what I'd be looking for. You guys can see right here, you have a perfect rejection, 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 and you are seeing the support, right? I said that. So rejection, rejection, rejection into support. That is a very nice setup in my opinion. In my books, that's a good setup, right? In my books, that's a break and retest, and that is a bullish setup. However, I can't get too aggressive on it, knowing that at 2 o'clock things can get wild. Maybe I'll try to look for scalps to the upside early morning off this retest. Maybe there's a reaction early morning off the retest. But I have to be cautious, right? I can't just take swing trades on Tesla. I can't say, okay, I like Tesla above 770. I'll buy a call with the stop under 770. And a normal day, that's a trade I would like. But on a day like today, with FOMC and tomorrow Apple and Amazon earnings, you just can't do it. You can't do it with any type of confidence. You can do it. You can press the button. But with confidence, that's tough. So I would at least monitor this, guys. I really think this is a nice looking setup. Tesla retest of 770, 780 previous resistance into a demand, right? Supply into demand. That's a nice setup. If the market can find bullishness today, this would be the one I'd watch. Okay. Let's continue. Google. So Google had earnings. They missed on top and bottom line. Their guidance was decent. It was better than expected, I guess you could say. But there was some upside here on the earnings. So if I go to the 1 minute chart, you can see upside and then continuation. This continuation was guidance, right? This continuation was off their guidance. This was the original earnings pop, and then you get your guidance continuation. You are slipping a little bit here. Really, for me, guys, I have no interest in trading Google. I haven't even looked at Google to trade in a few weeks now. Really, after they split, have I traded it after their split? I don't think I've traded it after their split. I don't really have interest in trading Google until it's out of this channel. Because what am I missing, honestly? I'm missing nothing. I'm really not missing anything not trading Google within this channel. I don't need to catch every move on the market. If Google wants to stay in this channel, then I'm just going to sort of watch it. If it wants to start doing something like this, then sure, I'll get interested here. All right, if I see something like this, where this previous rejection point turns into support and we start to get upside on the market, then yeah, I'll get interested. But inside this channel, it has been very difficult to comprehend what's going to happen. Let's just take, for example, this area right here, right? You are trading in the middle of this channel. One day it's down, one day it's up, next day it's down, next day it's up, then it's flat, then it's down, then it's up, then it's down. It's just, I have no interest. So between 106 and 120, I'm going to be very cautious on Google. Just be careful, guys. Maybe there's some continuation today off earnings. Nice hold of that 106, I will say, right? You can see we do have a nice hold of that 106 right here. Yeah, so watch that Google 106. Maybe there's some continuation there, but yeah, not a chart that I'm that interested in. Microsoft had a downside move and then popped to the upside. Here's the reaction, guys. Crazy. You can see we went down, we held up, we then popped, and now we're just consolidating. If you guessed this was going to happen, congratulations. Go play the Mega Million. I didn't win the Mega Million, by the way. Did anyone win it? Let's see. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. The Mega Million's at 1.02 billion. What the fuck? That is insane. 1.02 billion. How does someone just win $1 billion? I know that's pre-tax, guys, but that's just insane. So Microsoft, you guys can see right here, a little bit of a wedge. You can see the wedge. We tested the bottom side of the wedge. We tested the top side of the wedge, and we just didn't move, right? That's really what happened. You tested the top side of the wedge. You tested the bottom side of the wedge, and you just stayed within it, right? So until Microsoft breaks out of this wedge, not looking at it, right? Not looking at it. So top side wedge, bottom side wedge, watch for it to break out of it. Until then, I'm just going to sort of watch out and see what happens there. All right, XLE. I actually sort of like this retest, guys, and I will show you why today. So as you guys know, we already looked at a break and retest level on the XLE. We've looked at a few of them, actually. So you can see we looked at this retest. We looked at the first retest down here at 65, right? That was a retest from a level about a year ago. Then you get your upside move and you retest these previous rejection points. Let me get a better chart at this real quick. There we go. So you can see, we talked about this yesterday. You break higher, you move back, you find support again at these previous rejection points. That's a nice break and retest. Now, the next break and retest that's starting to occur is these levels right here. You can see some important levels around this 73 right here. You see this previous support, rejection, 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 and you can see that the market tried to hold XLE at that 73 level yesterday. This right now, to me, looks like another break and retest potential. You can see this looks very similar to this break and retest. This is a break and this is a retest. So, was yesterday's pullback healthy? Was it healthy? To me, it looks healthy because it held the retest level, right? It held the previous rejection point right here. Rejection point right here was held yesterday on XLE. If I go to XOM, you can see the exact same thing, right? Look at XOM. You can see we broke, we retested, we held the previous rejection point. So to me, this still looks like it could be potentially a healthy pullback. We are holding the previous rejection points as support. As long as we are making higher lows, then I would say this is still in a bullish trend. So previous rejection point into support on XOM, I like that. Next one, CVX. You can see the exact same thing. Right here, previous rejection point, right here, into a support level. To me, that is still a bullish trend. So today, I will be watching to see, does the XLE have strength off that retest? Does energy come back strong today after yesterday's pullback? And is there potentially more upside? Definitely something I'll be watching, guys. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, Apple. So Apple held a very important retest level yesterday. Very important. Right here, guys. You can see that we had this previous rejection point of around 150, 150. We broke through it. We came back to it yesterday, and look at the reaction we had off of 150, 150. If I go to the 5-minute chart, just want to show you guys real quick. Here's your reaction on the 5-minute chart, guys. Yesterday, 5-minute chart on Apple. Here's your reaction at 150, 150 demand. You can see we held it, we tried to bounce off of it. So, what am I watching today on Apple? I need to see Apple hold up this 150, 150 level. This is a rejection point from here that is trying to turn into a support. Only thing here, earnings tomorrow can totally invalidate all of this. Apple could have bad earnings, and this thing will go straight down. It does not matter that there is a retest there. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to monitor this. I like the 151 retest. I think it is a good technical formation. But of course, like everything else, macroeconomic events, we need to be cautious of them. Boeing. So Boeing had some pretty good earnings. They did fall short on a few things. They had a loss in Q2 revenue. The revenue declined, but I think the market's liking the cash flow that's coming out. So last year they had 705 million negative cash flow, and this quarter they had negative 182 million cash flow. So it's not a positive cash flow yet. If I said that earlier, I'm mistaken. Sorry, but they are doing much better on the cash flow side of things. The consensus was for a negative 1 billion cash flow. That was the consensus, negative 1 billion in cash flow. Last year was negative 705 million, and they came out with a negative 102 million. So a very nice beat on the cash flow. That's important, right? Because a company needs to have cash flow to stay alive. So I think that is what the market is taking as a positive here. They did miss on the revenue. They did miss on the EPS. So, top and bottom line miss. But that cash flow is an important thing. So I think that's why you're seeing a little upside here. I think that's sort of like the diamond in the rough there. So I will be watching this. I want to point out a few levels for you. Right here, you guys can see you had a previous rejection point. Boom and boom. Double top rejection, right? And you can see where is the market holding this up, right? Where is the market holding this up? Just wanted to let you know you've changed the way I look at the markets. Too simple. That's awesome, Michael. Well done, man. So 1 hour chart, you can see right here, we pushed. This is your previous double top rejection point at 157. And you can see, boom, boom, break, retest. 157 held beautifully. Earnings is popping it higher. What is that 157 level? That is a retest level. That is a double top rejection. So to see Boeing hold this double top rejection as support, that is bullish, right? You're getting bullish technical formations. The next level to watch out for is this 165. This is a big level up here, guys. 165, you have a previous support, and you're getting close to that 165. So watch out for 165 on Boeing. That would be the level I would watch out for. Okay, retail. So Walmart. Walmart got a little bit of a bounce yesterday. This one's going to be tough to try to think through. I'm not sure, if we got the real reaction yet on this guy down, right? Walmart did lose a ridiculous amount for a stock like this. I mean, it lost 10%. Walmart does not typically drop 10%. It did here, right? It's already down. What is it down from the highs? It's down almost 25%, 26% on Walmart. I'll never say that there couldn't be more downside in this market, guys. That's just not a healthy thing to say, that it can't go down anymore, because it absolutely can. So I'm going to be monitoring 120. I'm going to be monitoring this 120 level, because this is a very big level. You can see on the weekly, this is the weekly chart. And you can see this goes back to 2019. Let me get a little bit more time here. So this goes back to 2019 here, this 120 level, right in this general area. You can see previous resistance into support right around here, and then you can see we are holding it once again. So does 120 hold here? That is something I will be watching. Does Walmart have any type of sympathy to the upside? Something I'll be watching. The only thing for me is that Walmart is a very slow-moving stock, so I'm not really expecting much of a continuation move to the upside. I want to watch it. I want to see what happens. I want to at least educate myself and to see what the retail sector is doing. Does the retail sector hold, or does the retail sector continue to drop? That's Walmart. I want to show you guys Target as well. So Target did something similar where it dropped off of Walmart's news. But it looks like Target's pretty resilient right now. So you can see we dropped off Walmart's news here, but we had a very nice bounce yesterday, and we are back above 152. 152 is an important level right here. Previous rejection points at 152. So for me, if Target can hold 152 today, there could be some hold here and maybe some more continuation to the upside. I would want to see Target, really what I would want to see is Target to hold like this previous high right in this general area. If you see Target break yesterday's highs, turn it into support, start to consolidate and bounce off of it, then I would say there is potential for more upside here. If you see Target break yesterday's highs and start to trade under it, let's say Target comes right back down and starts trading under yesterday's highs, then I would say there is more downside. So I want to at least monitor it. Once again, just saying that once again, I want to monitor it. I'm not so much interested in trading it, but I want to monitor this move. Costco held up pretty strong yesterday. It did break this 512 level that I was watching, but it's holding up. So seems like it's pretty resilient after the drop off Walmart. Does this, when you get big drops like this, guys, right, there's going to be opportunity. Is this a emotional drop and we come right back, or is there more downside continuation? So definitely watching that retail move. Shopify. Oh, I didn't even see Shopify bounce back here above 30. Wow. Yeah, Shopify is holding on to 30 pretty strong still. So Shopify had earnings this morning, guys. I think they missed. I don't think it was very good. They said, I think the thing is that they said it was a transitional year for them, which I sort of understand. They spent a lot of CapEx last quarter, and they just spent a lot of money on buying some new companies. So they said Shopify now expects 2022 will end up being different, more of a transition year in which e-commerce has largely reset to the pre-COVID trend line and is now pressured by persistent high inflation. So they're saying the same thing, right? E-commerce is having the same effect. Inflation's having the same effect on e-commerce as it is on the actual brick and mortar retailers. So that's something to take away, right? You're still seeing that inflation effect on e-com. They had I think they lost on top and bottom line. I think they missed, if I read this correctly. Yeah, they missed on top and bottom line. So their EPS was negative. I think their EPS was negative largely due to CapEx. I'll have to read more into it, but I believe that is largely due to why their EPS is negative. But you guys can see we had downside. This was a beautiful rejection. Oh my God. Every single time Shop hits 40, it just rejects. I hope, if someone's out there watching and took this 40 put, rejection of 40, that would be sick. That would be really nice. So beautiful rejection of 40. What an awesome play. Now you're at the bottom side of the channel. So what does history tell us here? Just taking our emotions out of it, taking any type of, Shop had bad earnings, it's going lower, taking all of that out of our head. What has the chart and historical analysis showed us at this point on Shopify? It would show me that this level is strong demand and there is a potential of a bounce at this level. That's what the technicals show me. Again, today's a tough day to trust technicals, but this is something I would be watching. You're back above 30. I would watch it. I don't know if it's going to continue higher, but it's the same thing, right? When this is just human emotion. It's very difficult to alleviate at times because, for example, you can see maybe around this time, I bet you people were not thinking, I'm going to play puts here at this supply. I would say maybe somewhere, but majority were looking at, okay, this might be the time Shop breaks out, right? This might be the Shop breakout. I definitely am guilty of that. I was thinking, okay, this might be where Shop starts to move to the upside. I was guilty of it for sure. So don't think that I'm not, sometimes get hit by that emotional feeling. So I definitely, when I saw it break this 40, I said, wow, this is a first break of 40 in quite a while. This might get some more continuation. However, what did the historicals tell us? Boom. Now, this time, you might say, oh, this is the time that Shop breaks 30. Earnings are bad. Here we go. We're going to drop the channel. And then maybe in a few weeks from now, we see Shop back up here. So that's why channel trading is tough, because it's against the whole grain of your emotion. It's against the human nature. But Yeah, I would watch it, right? Maybe this is where you bounce off of. Maybe this is your call opportunity. It was an opportunity here, it was an opportunity here, and it was an opportunity here. So is it an opportunity again here? That is something I would be watching. All right. Finally, I got AMD for you guys. I like the AMD outperformance versus NVIDIA. It definitely has showed a little bit more strength. I'll show you why real quick. NVIDIA has broken this major level, right? The major level for NVIDIA was 170. NVIDIA broke it and is starting to turn it into resistance. For AMD, the key level is 86, and 86 has held, right? You can see right here, the key level for AMD is 86, and you have held that level, and you are starting to actually flag here. So if there is a bullish reaction on the market today, AMD will absolutely be one that I'm watching because I like this hold of 86, and I like the potential for a little bit of a flag setup here on the 4-hour chart, right? This is what I'll be watching. A little flag setup on the 4-hour chart, hold of this 86. If I go to the 30-minute, you can see it's tried to hold it 1, 2, 3 times. So if I start to see this break out, if I start to see AMD break this downtrend, I will definitely be looking to see if this breaks a 4-hour bull flag, right? That's what I'll be watching. All right. That is what I had, but we are now going to look at the tickers that you guys want to look at. If you could take just 1 second out of your day, press that like button for me, guys. Yesterday, we got almost 600 likes. That was huge. I would love to see if we can get 1,000 likes one day. If you guys can press that like button for me, if you're listening, if you've enjoyed the stream, obviously, you know, we're growing here. We got about 1,300 people on the stream now, which is awesome. So if you guys could support the channel by pressing the like button, this helps me get out to more people. It helps the channel grow. That would be, you know, awesome to see that like button get hit. That would be awesome. Thank you guys so much. So now, let's go into the tickers that you guys want to look at. We have AbbVie, Costco. I will take like 4 or 5 more. Let's see if anyone types anything in here. If you guys want me to look at anything, make sure to open up the Google Docs. It's in the YouTube member. If you're a member of the YouTube channel, it's in the YouTube member tab, community tab, and you guys can access it there. Or if you're part of the chart Discord, and you are upgraded there, you get the access there as well. We looked at Google already. I'll go Enphase. I'll go Disney. We looked at XOM to Shumbi. I'll go Coin Lulu. We just looked at AMD. I mean, we literally have the chart up. And I'll go Meta. And that's it, guys. All right, so we got AbbVie, Cost, Enphase, Disney, Coin Lulu, Meta. I like those. I'll go MU as well. I like that mix right there. All right, let's continue. AbbVie. So AbbVie, 4-hour chart. Yeah, I would just watch healthcare. AbbVie's pretty stuck here. AbbVie, again, guys, is a great buy and hold. AbbVie's not a stock that you trade. It's a buy, it's a hold. You get a juicy dividend. You get decent growth on the stock as well. This is a staple in a long-term portfolio. So if you've been trading AbbVie for a long period of time, I would highly recommend to you stop trading it and just buy shares, right? Get the dividend, get the growth, get in it. It's a good sector. It's a good sector for a consistency. It's a safe sector. Healthcare is a strong sector. So I like AbbVie for a buy and hold. I would be careful trading it. But yeah, you can see the rejections here at 155. It needs to get over there. Costco. Costco, I was watching the rejection of 515. It seems to be still coming in slightly. So I'm just watching this 515 rejection. That's really my main watch on Cost right here. Does Costco get back above this previous low at 515, 516, or does it reject it? If retail catches fire, right, if retail bounces, then I definitely think Costco could be a play back up to that 530 area if retail gets hot again. Enphase, big break, right? I know someone on this stream watches Enphase. I know you put it in the chat quite often in the ticker forum. And what did we talk about on Enphase, consistently? We said we need to get over 220, and look at what it did on earnings, right? So this is definitely a bullish breakout on Enphase. Is this almost back to, Hold on a second. Let me get a little bit more time just to make sure. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, end phase is pretty much at, I mean, I don't want to say it's at all-time highs, but it's pretty damn close, guys. 230, 240. I mean, you're 15% off all-time highs on end phase, which is pretty crazy. All right, so huge break of 220 for end phase there. That's very, very nice. The next level I'd watch is this 245. Right here, these previous lows, 245 would be my watch on end phase. But yeah, very nice breakout, definitely bullish. Maybe you look for a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if I'd be a chaser off that personally. But, you know, I would look to see, can you continue up towards these previous lows of 245? Definitely a good earnings and definitely some potential continuation there. This is a break and retest on Disney, isn't it? Here's Disney. And look at what it's doing. Disney, previous rejection points at 100. Support, support, support into resistance. Support, and it's potentially holding support again. So, if you want to stay bullish on Disney, it needs to hold above 100. It needs to turn it into a retest. If you lose 100, you're moving lower, right? All right, coin. Yeah, coin got, oh my God, dude. We were talking about coin in the pre-market yesterday on the stream, and I just didn't look at it, and it went down 20% yesterday. Crazy. Yeah, it's getting investigated by the SEC, I believe, something along those lines. It's not looking good for coin, guys. That's all I could say. I would say coin probably tries to move back to this $50 level. It's not going to be good for coin. Maybe there's some sympathy bounces here and there, but I do not see this thing actually moving, guys. I mean, it's been like this for like 4 months now. I just don't see how coin can actually make a move to the upside. It just doesn't make sense. So it's a stock in a lot of trouble, a lot of negativity, crypto's in the dumps. Until those things change, I don't see coin actually moving much. Maybe it bounces off this 50. If it breaks the lows, then watch out below. Just not a positive stock right now at all. Lululemon, it just doesn't move enough, guys. It just does not move enough. Lululemon is just sitting inside of this channel for like, I don't know, what is this, almost 4 months now? 3-4 months. So you would, for me, guys, it's the same thing. If you see stocks in channels, it's the same thing. You sell the tops and you buy the bottoms. That's all you can do in a channel, guys. If you are trading, if you see a stock that is trading inside of a channel, do not trade it. That is my best recommendation for you. If you are trading inside of a channel, inside the outer and lower bands, the upper and lower bands, be very careful trading it. Wait for either a bounce off the lows or a rejection off the highs. All right? Meta. Yeah, Meta downside yesterday was pretty aggressive, actually. If I go to the 4-hour chart, so you guys can see right here, again, this is a Meta channel. Now, what is the analysis show us here on Meta? Meta analysis shows us that we are going to bounce, 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 and potentially bounce again, right? That is your channel analysis. Your analysis for the channel is that Meta is at the demand level and maybe there's an opportunity for another upside move. That's all you could base your decision off of here, guys. When the stock is trading in a channel, there's nothing else that you can do besides saying, I like the demand below. I might want to go long off this low and see if there's upside. It's done it 4 times in the past, and that is what I like. You know, that is what I want to trade. But there's really nothing else you can do here, right? It's a stock that's been sideways for 3 months. It's just trading in a channel, and all you can really do at this point is try to look for buys off the lows and rejections off the highs. That's really all you can do on a trade that is in a channel. Yeah, I mean, or it crashes, right? I don't know. I mean, just channel trading is not really my forte. I don't really get involved in it much. So MU, this is more of, see, this right here. I want to make sure everyone understands the difference between a channel trade and a break and retest. Let's look at Tesla, right? This is Tesla. This is Tesla's chart. What has Tesla currently done? Tesla has broken the channel, right? It broke the channel that it was in. That is where the light bulb goes off for me. That's where I want to get interested. When I look at a stock like Meta that is in the channel, it is back in the channel. It did break it at one time and it showed plenty of opportunity, right? Look at what happened when Meta broke the channel. That's your opportunity. Boom, opportunity. Even for the rejection, opportunity. But when you are back within the channel, it's off the table for me. I don't want to trade stocks that are in channels. Tesla's coming out of the channel, and so is MU, right? MU broke the channel. It's pulling back. It's retesting. Does MU hold 60? Is this a retest on MU at 60? And can you get a break and retest to the upside, right? That's something I'd be watching. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you could press that like button for me before you head out, that would be very much appreciated. Help support the channel. Help me get to 50,000 subs. Shop's moving? What's Shop doing? Yeah, Shop's back up to where it was. See, this is just, it's just craziness. Shop did a whole U-turn, man. Just a total U-turn. Whoop. It said nope. Just went straight up. Crazy. So, all right, guys. FOMC. Play it safe, please. Come back tomorrow with unharmed. That's the key, right? Put on your goggles. Just watch and protect yourself. All right, guys. That's enough for the silly antics. I hope you have a fantastic day. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Please survive today, right? Survive today. Come into tomorrow. Things will be easier. Maybe you get a little continuation. You got GDP tomorrow as well, so maybe you just look forward to next week where all this economic news is out of the way and we can trade the continuation. All right, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.